Hi. All right, we are on day 31. Man, this countdown is getting so real. We are looking at like 4 weeks till we're like moved. 4 weeks till we're not going to be on the plane yet, but we're going to be out of our house. It's just getting real. John Paul and I sat together and kind of stressed each other out talking, and then sat together with a calendar and a piece of paper and kind of just talked through logistics and kind of working our way backwards from that first week of March. So long story short, this week is going to be a really full week, the next 2 weeks specifically. I think I'm going to go kind of into high gear, see how if I can film. I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to see if I can film some of it, or like maybe film and talk a little bit through what I'm doing. I'm going to go through like all the kids' stuff, all our stuff, just kind of like pretty much like separating out everything that we want to take to Brazil, like small plastic shoebox size take to Brazil stuff, and then each of us, like adults, like John Paul, me, Lila, and Jovi, each get like a big tote of stuff that we want to keep, sentimental, or just not bring to Brazil now. And I'll pack one, Leo and Addie together. And so my goal for the week is to pack all of those boxes and then completely purge the rest of the stuff in our house. Because once those have been packed, then it's like, these are the things we're bringing to Brazil. And this is not clothes or like toiletries. This is like things, toys, knickknacks, things like that. So that's kind of the goal for the week, to go through all of those things. This is books, art supplies, games, all of those things. And like, we're gonna pack what we want to keep / take to Brazil, and everything else is gonna go out of the house. So hopefully the house will be a lot less cluttered by the end of this week. And then next week we'll probably do the same thing, like really fine tune the clothes, everything clothing wise, just down to like what we're actually packing, and knitting everything else out of the house. And then next weekend we're gonna have everybody who has things that they want to bring, like come get, like donations, things that people we're giving away that people need or want. Next weekend people can come get those things. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at practically. It's just not a lot of time. We have this week, I'm gone this weekend. Next weekend we're here. The following weekend I have the women's conference, and then the next weekend we're moving. So man, really fast, really fast. Feel like there's dog barking. I'm outside. Sit in the Word today, even in worship at church this morning, and I just feel like, as much as we're excited to go in whatever the Lord is asking us to do, like serve the Lord in Brazil, He keeps bringing it back to the simplicity of loving our family and loving Him. And it was interesting because I read, Exodus. I'm distracted. I probably picked a bad place to do the video. Exodus, Mark, and Psalms. And Exodus, that where I'm at in Exodus, was like a lot of things about the offerings, like the wave offering and the sin offering and all the sacrifices, the lamb every morning and every evening, and it's just all the sacrifices, right? And then in Mark, because He's holy, right? He's a holy God. But then in Mark you have, He cleanses the temple, and He is like drawing this parallel, he gets asked the question, like, what are the greatest commandments? And He says to love the Lord your God. and to love your neighbor as yourself. And then in Psalms 40, I think I was in 40 today, David's saying, like, and you know, Jesus actually quotes this, like, in sin offerings and burnt offerings you have not delighted. But in like relationship. And so yeah, I just feel like the Lord was like reminding us again to not overcomplicate it, to let things stay simple. That it doesn't need to be complicated. People are asking, so what are you going to do for ministry? And it's like, we're just going to love Jesus. We're just going to follow him where he leads us. We're just going to love him. We're going to love our family. We're going to love him first and love our neighbor as ourselves. And rest in the gospel. And disciple our family. Yeah. So, I just settle in. I have a lot of tendency to try to earn and perform, to feel like I'm doing something worthy of the Lord. And I felt him tell me this morning, like, are you willing for me to burn down the standard that you set for yourself? To do it right, like what you think has to be done in order for you to be doing it right, to love me right, to love your family right. Like, I literally, that's what I heard him say, like, are you willing for me to burn the standard down? In my heart, I'm like, yes. And also, like, the standard keeps me safe. Like, some of my upbringing in what felt to me to be somewhat legalistic, of like, if you don't do it right, you get punished. And so to keep myself from being punished, I have to know I'm doing it right. And so that leads to judgment, self-judgment, judgment of other people, which leads to hypocrisy, because of course I'm failing. There's pride. It's a heavy yoke. It's not the kingdom. And so I think that even in this journey of like packing everything, like, he's just wanting to constantly lift the burden off my shoulders. You don't have to do it all right. You don't have to do it everything perfectly. Just trust me. And I really felt that invitation this morning, and I feel like I don't know what that means. I'm scared. I'm not scared. I told him yes. I'm like, yes, burn down whatever measuring stick that I have, you know. I'm willing for you I want you to just wipe it clean, lift the burden completely. I want to be able to like be so sure that when I look at the Father, when the Father looks at me, that he says, this is my beloved daughter in whom I'm well pleased. I am seen under the blood. Do I want to walk in holiness and righteousness? Yes, I do. And I want to bring, every time I fall short, bring it to the blood and let him cover me. Cover it, wash me. That I would look more and more like him every day. But the measuring stick of the law of the old covenant has been broken down in the body of Jesus, and I am willing for him to do that. Whatever that invitation was, I'm saying yes to it. Today and this season, and also as in this move and whatever that means in Brazil. And I think part of it is just like not putting expectation on myself of, okay, we've got to go there and do X, Y, and Z. Like, no, we're going to go there and we're going to be led. We're just being followed. We're just sheep following the shepherd. We're just sheep following the shepherd. I don't have to have a plan. I don't have to know how to do it. I'm not going to save or evangelize. I'm just following the shepherd. I want to know the shepherd. I want to stay close to the shepherd. I want my family to stay close, huddle close to the Lord. So, yeah, it's kind of my processing for today. Got this done before too late, so I wasn't too tired. But hopefully this week I can make some maybe more fun, interesting videos of me actually going through things, like the practicals of getting some stuff packed, because this week's gonna be a really intense week. I do also have dental appointments on Monday and Wednesday, 2 and 2 for my kids. But then Tuesdays and Thursday, when Addie is in school, probably get a lot of stuff hopefully done. A friend coming on Thursday to help me. But Tuesday, hopefully get a lot done. Tomorrow, hopefully can let the kids kind of work on some of their stuff tomorrow. Take turns maybe. So it's nice outside. The kids can play outside. They can take turns. So hopefully it'll be productive. Well, not hopefully. It needs to be a productive week. So help me, Jesus. All right. See you tomorrow.